Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to our channel. Press the like button, subscribe, share, comment. I appreciate all the dialogue and I appreciate all the comments. Today's video is brought to you by one of our subscribers that goes by the name of Wild Alaska. Wild Alaska made a comment on one of the videos that I have, and he left in a very important link. Hey, by the way, guys, Wild Alaska has his own YouTube channel. I just realized that. If you like the wilderness, the great outdoors, he has a pretty neat channel. I just subscribed to his channel, matter of fact. Anyhow, I saw the news report, and we need to talk about what happened. We have a security officer based in Alaska. He's assigned his post. He witnesses this person acting erratically on the premises. He tells him to leave. Apparently, this person refuses. Picks up a rock, throws it at the armed guard, misses, then picks up another rock, throws it at the armed guard, and the guard is hit right in the chin. The force was so great that it actually caused an internal injury inside the lip. There was some bruising. I don't know if this was a big rock. I don't know if this was a little rock. All we know is that this was a rock. The third time around, I don't know what happened. I don't know if this person tried to pick another rock up. I have no idea. I will leave a link in the description box as soon as I have time with any available news story that I have. But what we know is the third time around, the armed guard fires his weapon and the subject is struck a few times somewhere in the chest area. Person goes down. The guard is booked for assault. I think it's assault with a deadly weapon. Where do we even start here? I'm not going to get it. Sorry guys. I am not going to get into a debate with anyone as to whether or not it's legal to discharge your firearm if somebody's throwing a rock with you. I will say this, that a rock is arguably a deadly weapon. In the biblical times, if you guys believe in the Holy Bible, there's a story of David and Goliath. David has a skill that he learned over the years where he puts a rock into some slingshot type of a device. That device is used for battle. He ends up hitting Goliath in the head and Goliath passes away. Okay, he just uses some type of rock. A rock can kill you. Is there anybody here on this thread or on YouTube that believes that a rock cannot kill you? If the answer is no, would you volunteer to come out to where I'm at, and can I throw a rock at your head? Can somebody else throw a rock at you? This is an open-ended question. What do you do if somebody's about to throw a rock at you? That's a good question. That's a tactical question. Just for me, for my advice, if you're able to, go for cover. I just don't think it's worth taking a human being's life if you're armed. But you have to defend yourself, right? So that's the debate. But if you can go for cover, go for cover. Okay? The problem with that is if you are under complete cover and they fake throwing a rock, if you're behind complete cover, you might not see when they're approaching you. They might take an angle of advantage, and the next time you look up, there might be a rock in your face because you lost observation. But that's one way to not get hit by a rock, is by taking complete cover. If somebody's about to throw a rock, if you can create distance, that's fine. But how do you create distance without tripping, right? So what do? You run backwards? Well, there's that good chance that you're going to fall on your butt and you're going to be in a worse position. Can you turn around and run away? Sure. But again, there's a chance that you're going to get chucked in the back of the head. It's a really screwed up situation. It seemed like the first time our armed officer would have been justified. And then the second time around, he would have been justified. The third time around is the problem. I don't know what happened. Did this guy attempt to throw another rock? I don't know. All I can tell you is he's booked for assault with a deadly weapon. You guys need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you are interviewed by the police after you are involved in a shooting, you need to shut up. Don't take this as a form of disrespect, but you need to shut up. Because you open your mouth under stress, you're going to say something stupid. I don't know of any California-based attorney. Now, I say this because I'm in California. I don't know of any California-based attorney who would encourage a police officer who's involved in a shooting to give a voluntary statement right after the shooting. Matter of fact, if you've ever studied anything at the Force Institute, if you decided to consider the intelligence that's out there and the studies and the research, your brain has to take time processing a stressful event, and you should absolutely not give a statement after a shooting incident like this. I mean, would you want to give a statement that can affect your liberty forever? So you guys need to really shut up. I keep uploading this video about shutting up, and we still have guards out there who say the stupidest things. So for example, Walmart. I did a video on the Walmart security officer that got in a shooting with the shoplifter turned robbery suspect. Thank you to Mateo. He provided me a video link of when this guard said something to the effect that he was not in fear of his life, yet he drew his weapon. Why the hell would you say that for? Why? What we did learn is that the security guard in Alaska told the investigators that he would have used the taser, but he didn't have enough money to afford a taser, so he resorted to the firearm. Why in the hell would you give such a stupid statement like that? Jeez, guys. I just finished. I said this in another video. I go through a lot of training. I finished 136 hours of training in about a 2-month period. This is not online training. This is training where I show up in person. And most of the training I pay with my own dollar. Went to less lethal instructor school, diversionary device instructor school days ago. And there was a case that came out. I don't have time to look it up right now, but there's I think a 9th district case that was meant for police officers that stated that if you are justified to use lethal force, you don't have to resort to less lethal force. So if a police officer gave such a statement like that, they're probably one of the most dumbest officers out there. I'm going to say this to those of you who don't have any less lethal devices. I'm going to say this to those of you who work for security companies where you're not allowed to carry a less lethal weapon. Even those of you who are on a federal, state, or county contract. The courts do not care if your employer doesn't allow you to carry a less lethal device. They absolutely do not care. If you work for one of these agencies, I don't care if it's a federal agency, it's time to go. As a matter of fact, if you're considering leaving and your employer is persistent that you not carry a less lethal device or weapon, give them my email. We'll talk. And you let them know that your representative said or encouraged me to leave my place of employment because you will not allow me to have a less lethal option. A reasonable person, because there's a reasonable standard when you're a security officer and you're involved in a shooting. The reasonable person in that person's shoes, working security, would probably have a less lethal device, less lethal weapon. I don't understand why this guard found the need to say that. Now, If a homicide or detective interviews you at the scene or has you come to the station, I wouldn't even give a statement. Now, for me personally, the first words out of my mouth would be, I thought he was going to kill me. I thought he was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I thought he was going to kill me. Just to protect my rights against self-incrimination, I don't want to talk to you at this moment, but I like to get a hold of an attorney. And once I get a hold of an attorney, maybe I'll give you a voluntary statement. I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. I want to talk to you. I want to give you the voluntary statement. I just need to get a hold of an attorney. Most people would argue, say nothing at all. I plead the fifth. That's probably the better option. But I'm just saying that me personally, that's what I would say. Because I do decently under stress. I've been in private security law enforcement, it's like 24 years. I feel confident making that statement. But I think anyone else should say I plead the fifth. Or something to that degree. The reason why I personally would say that something to the effect like, hey, I want to give you a voluntary statement, but I want to get a hold of an attorney first so that that attorney can explain the rights. The reason why I say that is because I don't want to get booked into jail. If an officer has probable cause to believe that a crime occurred, there's a good chance that you're going to be booked, and I don't want to be booked in jail. Somebody finds out you're in security, they might give you a hard time, maybe not. But for me, especially being in law enforcement, I could potentially be killed. I would have to do, quote, PC up. Okay? That's protective custody. So that's just my tips on this, guys. But please stop saying stupid stuff like that. You're basically telling the investigator that it was a less lethal situation. Had you had a taser, that you wouldn't have shot this person. You would have used that taser. That's what you're telling the investigator. I'm starting to think that if this officer didn't even mention that, just mention I was in fear for my life, then he wouldn't have been booked. And guys, if this person dies, you have a potential manslaughter charge, potential murder charge. Not a good statement to give. Now, this guard did give a statement of, I was in fear for my life. That's good, but it looks like that was said after the statement of wish I should have had it, or had I have a taser, I wouldn't have resorted to deadly force. That's all I have. Looking forward to the comments. Looking forward to the dialogue. Guys, please share this video with somebody that you care about, a partner, a friend, you name it. I just hate to see good people get booked for homicide charges and assault with a deadly weapon charge. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, guys. Especially for the pay. Even if you got paid better, it's not worth it. Take care, guys. I'm out.